You walked in, everyone was asking for your name. You just smiled and told them trouble. I don't know why I'm singing this song. I love it though. Hello. Welcome to A Fangirl's World. It's Jasmine today, as usual, as always. Sorry about no video last week. I've had a busy week. Anyway, I'm about to do something that I never thought I'd be doing, which is reading my work to you on YouTube, where anyone can see, even though it is posted on Tumblr where everyone can see, but whatever. I'm just gonna read it because I couldn't figure out what to do for a video this week, and I was like, hey, why not just, read one of my works? Yeah. It is an Imagine, and it is about 5 Seconds of Summer. I also write for OGOC, and I am 5. And the stories are in second person, if you will, so I write for other people, and it's in second person, so they drop themselves, so it's like the band member and the reader, all that jazz. I'm gonna read it. The first one is about Michael Gordon Clifford. It's called Could This Be Our Last Goodbye? Because this is second person, I apologize if I may end up dropping my name in the Y/N. That means it signifies your name, so when the reader is reading, they put their name there. Anyway, here we go. Michael wasn't even sure what to think. The sound of his heart was pounding loud in his ears. He never wanted this day to come. In fact, he didn't want to be here at all. I lost my place. Oh, there it is. Feeling his blood run cold as he saw you across the room. All Michael had ever done was love you. Loved you with his all and nothing else. He had no idea where it all went wrong. No idea on why you left. No idea on why you were here now. Looking at you now made his mind fuzzy. You were like a drug to him, seeping inside his veins and making him feel high. His hand quickly reached out to grab Luke's arm, breath becoming shallow. I feel like that sentence needs to be changed. Okay, sorry. Luke's head swiveled around and he looked at Michael with confusion. Are you okay? Luke asked, his own hand landing on Michael's shoulder. Michael shook his head fast. I think I need to sit down, he breathed out. Luke was quick to get him a chair, still unsure what made his once happy friend look so shaken. Clearly, he couldn't see what Michael had seen. Luke stood over Michael with furrowed eyebrows and waited for his friend to catch his breath. What happened? He asked once Michael looked normal again. Michael wasn't sure why he was feeling like this. It had been months, nearly a year since the two of you split up. The fact that it had been nearly a year and you still had such an effect on him was scary. It scared Michael. It scared him to death, and he feared what would happen if the two of you actually spoke. Your name's here. That sounds weird. I'm sorry. Your name's here, Michael told Luke. I'm sorry, it's so hard, like, your name's here. That's where you place your name, but I'm just gonna replace it with my name, because whatever. Jasmine's here, Michael told Luke. Jasmine's here, and seeing her again as he ran a hand through his hair and shook his head. Michael was lost for words and slightly drunk. Heartbreak and being drunk seemed to go hand in hand for him, tongue poking out to lick over his red lips. Just looking at you now brought Michael back to the night you broke his heart, the night he drank his pain away. Flashback scene. And this, when I wrote it, it's in italicized, but like for you guys, flashback, ooh, okay. One of the light bulbs over the bar kept flickering in and out. It almost symbolized how Michael was feeling right now. His heart aching as his mind replayed your breakup, the vacant look in your eyes as you told Michael you were leaving him. You seemed so emotionless. Mind already made up and bags packed. He wasn't given any explanation at all. The fact that you just walked out of his life as if nothing happened was appalling. One more, please, Michael mumbled towards the bartender in front of him. For the past hour, he's been drowning his sorrows in alcohol. The poison he had chosen first was tequila. Then at some point he switched to vodka. All right, man, but first drink some water. You don't want to be nursing a hangover later, the bartender said, sliding a glass of water towards him before pouring another glass of vodka straight up. What's the point? Michael sighed, beginning to sip on the water. A hangover sounds better than what I'm feeling right now. I know Michael does not sound like this, but work with me here. Okay. He grabbed the vodka, drowning half the glass in one go. She left me, man, he cried. 5 years together, and she decided to leave me. Michael wasn't sure what was happening. He wasn't sure why he was telling this stranger everything, but right now, he needed to vent. Michael could feel tears prick at the corner of his eyes, and he rested his head against the counter. His heart ached, and Michael didn't know what to do. You were his everything, and now you were gone. He was drunk, there was no doubt about that. The bartender shocked at what Michael was saying. Oh, there's a word missing. The bartender was shocked at what Michael was saying is what I meant to write. Okay, it's beer from here on out, he sighed, grabbing the half-filled glass of vodka and replacing it with an ice-cold beer. Heartbreak sucks, I know, but you'll get through it, he chuckled, patting Michael on the shoulder and giving it a squeeze. It was going to take time, but eventually he wasn't going to feel heartbroken anymore. What is she doing here? Ashton questioned, nudging Luke inside. The tall boy shrugged and glanced toward Michael. Michael's not taking it well. She's yet to come talk to him, Luke replied, rubbing at his nose. When you left Michael, you had also left behind your friendship with guys. They were just as confused as Michael when you disappeared, the news coming as a shock since they had thought you two would last forever. You both were in fact engaged. This tiny fact was probably the reason why the breakup hit Michael so hard. You were perfect for each other, but apparently you thought otherwise. She's looking this way, Luke hissed, turning away fast. It didn't take long for you to make your way over to them. You could have walked over to say hello, you chuckled, the smile on your face flattering at their hard stares. Okay, I guess a hello is too friendly, you mumbled, beginning to chew on your bottom lip. Yeah, what do you expect? Ashton asked. You left Michael out of the blue and threw him in the wind. They were very protective, Michael. Your eyes cast down in shame, and your lips parted as you tried to figure out what to say. What could you say? Leaving Michael had been hard on you too, but you knew it hit him the most. You were the light of his life, his future wife. Okay, guys. Okay, you guys have a reason to hate me, I know, you said. They both nodded at your words. You deserve an explanation, so we don't deserve an explanation. Michael does, Luke interrupted. Your mouth closed shut. You waited to cave, and you wanted to cave in on yourself. Luke was right. Michael deserved to know why you left. You weren't sure if you could face him. Just like Michael, you were terrified of what he might say too. You never intended to leave him. Or maybe you did. It was all a blur in your mind. Everything that happened that night was fuzzy. But you could still remember the look on Michael's face. The heavy weight on your heart as you walked out the door. Where's Michael anyway? You asked, eyes scanning over the crowd. He was right there. Ashton stopped mid-sentence, staring at the empty chair Michael had been sitting in about 20 minutes ago. He was right there, Ashton sighed. The two boys looked at each other in confusion, shrugging at the silent question being asked. He couldn't have gone too far. Let's split up and look for him, Luke suggested. Oh, just so you know, he is a bit drunk right now, so make sure you choose your words carefully around him. He had a hard year. Luke looked at you with a raised eyebrow, giving you a look that said, don't break Michael's heart a second time. You nodded in understanding. You really couldn't blame them. Michael's melancholy year was because of you. Michael's POV. Okay. One hand slid against the side of the wall while the other yanked at his hair. The room felt like it was spinning as Michael tried to keep his balance. He had far too much to drink. The cup filled with some liquor hanging from his lips, teeth indents in the plastic as Michael held it up without hands. He had no idea where he was going. Not too long ago, Michael had been so close to you. So close, and you hadn't even realized he was there. He had only heard parts of the conversation you were having with the guys, but it was enough to make him lose his mind. It was enough to make him almost lose his mind. That's what I wrote. I'm sorry. All he needed was a breath of fresh air. It was happening all over again. His downward spiral of drowning his feelings in alcohol arising once more. Michael sighed loudly, halting against the door that led outside and resting his cheek on the window. He let out a puff of air, then tried to push the door open with lazy limbs. After the fourth try, Michael gave up and slid down the wall to take a seat on the floor. That's where you had found him, sitting in the hallway, nursing a cup of alcohol. Mikey, you whispered loud enough for him to hear. His head shot up at the sound of your voice. You can almost see his eyes roll. No, don't Mikey me, he angrily sniffled. I can't believe you're here. After a whole year, and now you decide to come back? He stared at the opposite wall while saying this, not daring to look at you. Not daring. This was the first time, I'm sorry. This was the first time you've laid eyes on him since you left. He had changed a lot since then. Hair back to his normal color, facial hair grown, eyes swollen and puffy as if he spends his time crying. Now that you noticed it, Michael was crying. You were lost for word. Everything you had planned on saying being sucked out of you as you looked at him. Why did you leave me? He cried out, finally looking at you. Oh, Mikey, you whimpered, feeling your own tears spring at the corner of your eyes. You were quick on your feet and sat down on the floor next to him. Now you were crying with him. It was always hard to see Michael upset, and the fact that you were the reason for his pain was unbearable. And this video is 12 minutes long. I am sorry. Why'd you leave me? He asked again. This time the words morphed as his tears grew. For the longest, Michael had bottled up his feelings. Only once had he actually cried over the breakup, but something about seeing you again brought back those feelings. He was breaking down, and you were too. I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, you kept repeating, pulling at him into your embrace as much as he didn't want you to touch him right now. It was just what Michael needed, to feel your arms around him once again. It had been so long since he's felt your touch, and it only seemed to make him cry harder. That was what you both needed, to just cry everything out. Cry away the sadness, the pain, the betrayal. Hold each other again for just another moment before you can talk about what happened. The flash of light had been quick, but Michael had saw it clear as day through his blurred vision. There, sitting on your left hand, was an engagement ring. I'm only reading that for today because, this video is 13 minutes long, but yeah, let me open this back up. That was something I have wrote about Michael Clifford, plus a reader called Could This Be Our Last Goodbye? And of course I left them with a cliffhanger, and the response to it was great though, but you know. This was so awkward for me to film. If you enjoyed this video, I don't know, and if you wanna hear some other stuff that I wrote, comment that below. I don't know, but if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe.